Let me ask you something personal, man to man. When was the last time self pleasure actually felt as good as it did in your 20s? Back then, erections came easily. Sensitivity was sharp. The climax left you drained, satisfied, even a bit proud of yourself. But over time, things shift. Erections can feel softer. Sensation gets duller. The release isn't as explosive. And quietly, you start wondering, is this just age? Here's the truth. It's not just age. It's fuel. Your body is like an engine. The quality of fuel you put in determines how well it performs, including how good masturbation and intimacy feel. I'll reveal one powerful food to eat before pleasure that can make the experience feel years younger, plus several other foods that support blood flow, sensitivity, and stamina. By the end, you'll have a simple menu for vitality. Stay with me until the end, because the last food I'll mention is the most overlooked. Why food matters so much. Most men assume weaker erections and duller sensations are an automatic part of getting older. That's a myth. Erections are not random events. They're mechanical, chemical, and deeply tied to circulation. Think hydraulics. Blood has to rush into the penis, fill the spongy tissue, and then stay there under pressure. For that to happen, arteries need to be clear and healthy. Blood vessels must be flexible enough to expand. Your body has to release enough nitric oxide, the messenger that tells those vessels to open up. When this system works properly, feel firm and responsive, and happy ending is powerful. When circulation suffers, less blood gets in, sensitivity drops, and orgasm feels flat, like your body is just going through the motions. This isn't just getting old. It's about what you feed your body every single day. The right foods can boost nitric oxide, support testosterone, protect nerves and blood vessels. The wrong foods, heavy in sugar, alcohol, and processed fats, clog arteries, blunt nerve signals, and leave you sluggish.
That's why some men in their 50s and 60s have more energy than men half their age.
Their fuel is cleaner. So let's talk about the foods that can help bring that youthful power back. Hi, I'm Dr. Rose, a board-certified urologist. For the last 5 years, I've worked with men just like you, dealing with the private, often uncomfortable changes that come with age. I've seen men who thought their best days were behind them completely transform their vitality with simple habit changes. One of the fastest, most natural tools we have is nutrition. So let's count down the key foods that can make self-pleasure and intimacy feel closer to how they did in your 20s. Before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit the like button so more men can find this information, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love seeing men from all over the world choosing to take back their health. Food 1. Beets. Hemp is nature's nitric oxide booster. Beets are packed with natural nitrates. Your body converts those into nitric oxide, the same messenger that tells blood vessels to open wide. Biologically, more nitric oxide and relaxed arteries and more blood into tissue, firmer, fuller, and better sensitivity. Emotionally, self-pleasure stops feeling dull and muted. It feels alive again. You can drink beetroot juice, roast beets for salads, or use beet powder in a smoothie. The form matters less than consistency. Many men notice stronger in the morning and quicker arousal after a few weeks. Food 2. Dark chocolate, chekling, the pleasure amplifier. Next is one that feels almost too enjoyable to be good for you. Dark chocolate. I'm talking about real dark chocolate, at least 70% cocoa, not sugary bars. Cocoa is rich in flavonoids, which relax blood vessels, improve blood flow, and fight inflammation. It also stimulates dopamine, one of your main pleasure chemicals. That means on better circulation, stronger signals that feel richer and more satisfying. 1 or 2 small squares of quality dark chocolate a few times a week is enough. Less candy, more controlled confidence. Food 3. Oysters and zinc-rich foods, PAF, testosterone lifter, and testosterone is the master hormone of male vitality. One of the simplest ways to support it is with zinc. Oysters are famous for being high in zinc, which helps your body produce testosterone. Low testosterone doesn't just affect erections. It drains energy, motivation, and the spark that makes intimacy exciting. When testosterone is supported, improves. Firmness improves, desire returns. Climax has that deeper, satisfying kick again. Not a fan of oysters? Pumpkin seeds, beef, chickpeas, and beans are all good zinc sources. For many men, addressing an unnoticed zinc deficiency is the key to restoring sensation and satisfaction during pleasure. Food 4. Watermelon, Henning Pam's Nature's Gentle Viagra. This one surprises most people. Watermelon. Watermelon contains an amino acid called citrulline. In your body, citrulline turns into arginine, which helps generate nitric oxide. Again, that means better blood flow and less fatigue. Biologically relaxed arteries, more pelvic blood flow, and improved ability to stay hard. Emotionally nafarbra, you're not just getting a tightness, you're keeping it so the experience doesn't collapse halfway through. Fresh slices, juices, or smoothies all work. It's simple, refreshing, and quietly powerful. Food 5, walnuts, nerve protectors. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which keep arteries flexible and support nerve health. Why does that matter? Nerves are the messengers that carry pleasure signals between your brain and body. Weak nerves mean weak sensation. Strong, healthy nerves mean sharp, responsive feeling. Small handful of walnuts a day or other omega-3 sources like salmon, sardines, or flax seeds helps support circulation, protect and nourish nerves. Over time, this can bring back the sharpness that makes climax memorable instead of forgettable. The most underrated food on this list is pomegranate. For centuries, it has symbolized fertility. Modern research shows it's loaded with antioxidants that protect blood vessels, reduce plaque, and improve circulation. It also supports testosterone and can improve mood. Stronger arteries plus better hormones is equal more intense release. Instead of a weak, quick finish, you get a peak that feels fuller and more draining, closer to how things were in your mid-20s. You can drink pure pomegranate juice, sprinkle the seeds on salads, or eat the fruit directly. The benefits are very real. The bigger picture, Alaya Tausches. So what's the takeaway? If you want self-stimulation and intimacy to feel closer to how they did in your 20s, you don't need gimmicks or endless pills. You need better fuel. Beets and watermelon boost nitric oxide and blood flow. Dark chocolate amplifies pleasure signals. Oysters and zinc-rich foods support testosterone. Walnuts protect nerves. Pomegranate shields blood vessels and supports hormones. Together, they create the conditions for firmer tightness, sharper sensitivity, happy ending that feel powerful and satisfying. Again, your best days are not automatically behind you. I've seen men in their 60s and 70s who thought pleasure was finished, and only to rediscover it when they changed how they eat. This isn't about pretending to be 20 again. It's about respecting your body and your quality of life. So here's my challenge. Pick just one of these foods and add it into your routine this week. One change. Then pay attention. Are your morning tightness any different? Does your body respond faster? Does happy ending feel a bit richer or more complete? If you notice even a small shift, let that be proof. You're not too old and you're not broken. Your body is capable of more than you think, as long as you give it the right fuel. If this helped you, hit subscribe for more science-based men's health advice, like the video, and share it with a friend who needs the reminder that age does not define performance.